my name is Wisniewski, and I'm going to be talking about Goal 5. In the 1800s, Madame Sophie Barat founded the Society of the Sacred Heart in France with the intention to create Catholic schools to educate young women. Building on that vision, St. Madeleine Sophie Barat created the Sacred Heart schools that eventually spread around the world and came to the United States in 1818. In 2000, Stewart Hall High School opened in San Francisco as the first high school for all boys in the network. A Sacred Heart education is based on 5 goals and criteria. These 5 goals are: This last goal, Goal 5, resonates with me as it relates to the service group that I'm currently in called Students in Action, also known as SIA. A significant experience for me during my time with SIA was Service Day in 2014. On this day, SIA divided the students up into groups and found several different organizations where we could provide useful service. I chose to base my service on the work of an organization called Eye to Eye. Eye to Eye trains high school students with learning differences, LDs, and/or attention deficit hyperactive disorder, ADHD, as mentors and positive role models for younger students with similar learning challenges. Through the use of the art-based projects, the younger students are encouraged to accept and express their differences in a safe space. That day, I gathered a handful of students from Stewart Hall and we walked to Rosa Parks Elementary School, not far from Stewart Hall. During the day, we worked with a dozen 4th grade students, helping them design and create a 3D model of their ideal classroom using construction paper. The goal of the activity was to get the students to think about their own learning differences and what they would need in a classroom to make their learning easier for them. I believe that this supports Goal 5 of the Schools of the Sacred Heart, and it further supports by 3 additional readings. One criteria of Goal 5 states, all members of the school community show respect, acceptance, concern for others, and for themselves. This relates specifically to me and to my group because all of us have a learning difference. As a group, not only do we accept one another, but this actively was designed to support and respect these other differences. A second criteria of Goal 5 is students grow in a self-knowledge and develop self-confidence as they learn to deal realistically with their gifts and limitations. The whole goal of Eye to Eye is for the students to acknowledge their own differences, supported by a community that fully accepts them and support them. The first reading, Article 27 in the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights, state that everyone has the right freely to participate in cultural life of the community, to enjoy the arts, and to share the scientific adventures of its benefits. This reading complements a third criteria of the goal, which states that the school provides opportunity for all members of the community to share their knowledge and gifts with others. As a first step, Stewart Hall generously gave me the opportunity to attend Eye to Eye program at Brown University, where I learned to understand and accept my own LD through the use of art-based projects. I was then able to bring that knowledge back to my own community and effectively share it in art with others. A second reading by John Pope XIII in 1963 is called Pacem in Terris reads, "It demands too that they be animated by such love as it makes them feel the need of others as their own, and to induce them to share their goods with others, to strive in the world to make them all, like men, heirs to the noblest of intellectual and spiritual values." I interpret this to mean that we should respect and treat others like equals. Working with younger students using the techniques of Eye to Eye, reinforcing that LDs and ADCs are the same no matter if they're in 4th grade or a junior in high school. The project reminded them that they are not alone and that their ideas are supported. Our real hope was that they would take away what they learned from this experience and share it with others. A final article, The 10 Building Blocks of Catholic Social Teaching, suggests why we as a community should help others out. The principal association says that without participation, the benefits available to an individual through any social institution cannot be realized. Community service without our immediate community around Stewart Hall is important. It helps solidify the bonds that Stewart Hall creates with our neighbors. Without these continued connections, we wouldn't be able to have the service day that we had, or be able to spread the word about Eye to Eye and help the students. In the end, Eye to Eye and Goal 5 relate to each other well. I believe that the best support is a point from Goal 5, which says, all members of the school community show respect, acceptance, and concern from themselves and for others. I personally feel that eye-to-eye is all about acceptance, whether it's accepting yourself, others, or both. During the service day, I was talking to one of the boys who was having a difficult time deciding on what idea for his ideal classroom. I asked him, "What's the problem?" He replied that he had a lot of ideas but didn't know which one to pick. I reminded him that there aren't any set rules on what your classroom should look like.